Okay, so here we are in the Gut Inquiry Laboratories in our kitchen, and we're lucky enough to have Deanna Lavanty, Registered Dietitian, with us today. She's been a Registered Dietitian for about 15 years, and as always, our trusty sidekick, Tyler.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing a demonstration on digestion and absorption. So when we eat food, our food has nutrients in it, and we need to get the nutrients from the food into our bloodstream so that we can absorb it. And in order to do that, since we can't absorb the banana whole, we have to digest it and break it down so that we can absorb it. So we've got a banana and some graham crackers that we crushed up here today. We've got different parts of the GI tract. We have a mouth, we have an esophagus. This is just nylons over a glass. We've got the small intestine, large intestine, and we've got the bloodstream, and the different juices that are going to mix with our food throughout. So, first thing we do is we eat our food, and it goes into the mouth. So this is mechanical digestion. You're just chomping it up. We'll throw in some graham crackers. Chomp, chomp. Now, you know, if you eat crackers and you don't have any saliva, can you open that for me? Yeah. It gets to be very difficult to swallow your food, so just a splash. Perfect. Good. You don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit to start breaking down the food. You have some chemicals in there. You have salivary amylase. That helps to break down some of the carbohydrates. All right, so from there, we're going to swallow, gulp, and it's going to go into your esophagus. Can you hold that for me? Yeah, please. Yum. All right, and from here, you have peristaltic action. So you've got muscles that are going to be squeezing down the esophagus. And from here, it goes into your stomach. So trusty assistant, yeah, you're going to get a little messy. That's what makes it fun. So peristalsis, we're squeezing the food down the esophagus and into the stomach. All right, so once the food gets down into the stomach, now it has to mix. It mixes mechanically, so you still have squeezing going on because you have muscles that line all around your stomach. But in the meantime, you also have some chemical digestion. So you've got gastric juices, can I open that? That are going to be mixing with it. You got some hydrochloric acid. You've got enzymes breaking down the proteins and the fats that are in your food. Carbohydrate digestion stops in the stomach for a bit, but everything else just starts breaking down more. So you still have a lot of that squeezing going on. And by this point, it's becoming a nice liquidy mass. All right. Now from here, the food has to make its way into the small intestine. So you know what? That might be easiest. Yeah, just cut the bottom there. And have you cut icing? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and cut right there. Yeah, it's like we're making a cake. That's all right. You have a muscle at the end of your stomach that will open and close, and slowly the food will go into the small intestine. Now, digestion isn't done. When it gets into the small intestine, you have pancreatic juices now that are going to mix with it. You're going to have some bicarb, some bile, some pancreatic enzymes, and they are going to be continuing to digest. And you're also going to have muscles squeezing around the intestines. So at this point, the nutrients have been digested small enough that they're now getting absorbed into the bloodstream. The small intestine is where the vast majority of absorption occurs. So this is where most of our nutrients are being absorbed into our bloodstream. Now, small intestine is anywhere between 10 to 20 feet long. Depends on how big we are, how tall we are. But they call it the small intestine because it's only about an inch round. It's not very big, not very wide. Okay, so from here, we've absorbed a lot of our nutrients into the bloodstream. That was our goal. And now we got to get rid of whatever didn't get absorbed. So from here, we go into the large intestine. All right, look at that. In the large intestine, you have a little bit of absorption. It's going to absorb some of the water. So any water that's left over will start to get absorbed into the bloodstream as well. But then ultimately, anything that was not absorbed, we are going to get rid of. Right, T? So this is the last step. All right, and whatever we've not absorbed comes out into the toilet. And that is digestion and absorption.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tyler. That was awesome.